So I'm going to be talking about what no one tells you about fully funded scholarships and partial scholarships. So I'm going to be explaining the both of them. So most applicants assume that a fully funded scholarship covers everything. That's what most people think. And that's not always true because many students struggle financially abroad actually. So I'm going to be breaking it down. So what does a fully funded scholarship mean? It means it typically covers your tuition fees, it covers your monthly stipend, travel costs, it could be your flight ticket, it could be health insurance, not necessarily always. And what are the examples of such scholarship, like the Chaplin Scholarship, like the Commonwealth Scholarship, like the David Sainsbury Scholarship at the University of East Anglia? So these are common scholarships. So what they don't tell you is that even fully funded scholarships doesn't cover real life expenses. The hidden costs that nobody prepares you for, these are expenses that shock students after their arrival. For example, your visa and immigration costs might not be covered. It might not be covered. Your accommodation also might not be covered. That means the actual rent you're going to be paying, because in some cities like London, it's very, very expensive. So, and you might even have to pay your deposits. You might have to cover the shortfall for your rent also. So then, some scholarship might not even cover your insurance. That's your health. Yeah. And if you have any emergency, when it comes to some people that are doing research programs, it might not cover your few trips or your research expenses. Your books, your software, your printing and all that, it might not cover it. So that's why, so the reality is that your stipend might just barely cover survival. Yeah. Let's just say. So why does a fully funded still requires your own money? So that's what I'm going to be saying now. You often have to first pay. Why it actually requires your money? A fully funded scholarship still requires your money because you still have to pay. First of all, you're going to be paying for your flights first. You pay for your visa fees and your initial accommodation. Then you get reimbursed. That's what happens. So, and the first stipend may come weeks after you've arrived in the particular country you are going to. That's another thing. It might not come in immediately. It's just a fund for you to survive. Yeah. So that's why I said you need to have your own money, even though you have a fully funded scholarship. Then, if your home country currency is weaker, budgeting becomes harder. That leads to currency war differences. So then let's look at partial scholarship. We talked about fully funded. This is the underrated option. This option is always underrated. A partial scholarship covers either your tuition fee or your living costs, not both. It can't be both. This is partial. So why are they powerful? Because it's less competitive than the fully funded one. That's what people don't know. A partial one can still settle part of your fees, your tuition fees. That's what people don't know. It's more flexible. It's easier to combine with other funds. Yeah, many students ignore this and miss several opportunities because they are chasing after a fully funded scholarship. Meanwhile, you can actually go for a partial scholarship and still get your school fees sorted. For example, let's say your school fees is about £26,000. Imagine you getting a partial scholarship of £10,000. Is that not good? That will help you pay your fees, your tuition fees very fast. So you should not just rely only on a fully funded scholarship. You try and look at partial scholarship. So what's the smart strategy? Combining funding sources. You can also do part-time jobs. Like, for example, in countries like UK, you're allowed to do 20 hours. This helps to cover your rent, your food, and your transport. I'm talking about the partial scholarship. What you can do, the strategies that you can uptake to help you pay your fees and to pay for food, transport, and all that. So then you can also apply for, some universities allow you to apply for emergency funds. That's another thing. You can also apply for emergency funds. Some schools even help you with food. I attended the University of East Anglia, and I can say that school, at times they provide free food in the pantry. They have free pantries in where they give free things like fruits, different other things that they also give. Spag, it could be rice. They do that. So some universities have that. So, and you need to also track every of your expenses. Another strategy to help you survive with a partial scholarship, you need to track your expenses. And you need to live in a shared accommodation. That can also help you. So the biggest mistake applicants make, they focus on how do I win a fully funded scholarship. instead of how do I financially survive and thrive abroad. These are so the winning mindset. Stop chasing fully funded scholarship or partial. Start focusing on total financial strategy, because that's what is important. A partial scholarship plus smart planning can become more sustainable than a fully funded one. Take that word from me. I'll repeat that again. A partial scholarship plus a smart planning can be more sustainable than a fully funded one. So on this note, don't just aim to win a scholarship, aim to be financially prepared. That's why I'll leave you on this note. See you guys next time. Cheers. And follow me for more tips on fully funded scholarships or partial scholarships. Cheers.